Peter Zalmayev is with me, who is a political analyst here in Kiev. Peter, just your reaction first of all to those polls that we got about 20 minutes ago.
Well, first of all, I think they are credible. I had a friend of mine just passed by and he handed me this, and it does check out. 73.2 for Zelensky, 25.3 for Poroshenko. It does seem that the Ukrainian people voted forcefully. They voted for change. I believe they voted for kind of uncertain kind of change, but it just shows you the level and the depth of disappointment, of their disappointment, that they were willing to vote for such a dark horse candidate like Zelensky simply because they were tired of politics as usual under President Poroshenko.
When we spoke 3 weeks ago, you said Poroshenko had it all to do, but you thought he was too far behind then. Did he do anything, or could he have done anything that could have made up some ground?
See, that's a good question. I think he did everything in his power, and his performance at the debate that took place 2 days ago at the stadium was quite forceful. But it just shows you that he simply lost traction. His message lost traction with the voters. They wanted someone altogether new, and in that sense, Ukrainians show part of a pattern that we've seen around the world, including in European democracies, with the ascent of populists in Italy, with the vote for Brexit, and don't forget, 2 years ago, the vote for Donald Trump.
Is it now dependent, if we are assuming that Zelensky is going to be the next leader, who he surrounds himself with, who his advisors are, who his team is, and what sort of coalitions he can build? It
is of utmost importance. So far, there are indications that he has selected some pretty mainstream candidates, who some of them are known to the populace at large, some are not. But the main thing for him will be who he will disassociate himself with. And the person in question, of course, is the oligarch Mr. Kolomoisky, who is in hiding, in exile in Israel. He plans to return, and unless Mr. Zelensky disassociates himself forcefully from this gentleman, he will remain an albatross on Zelensky's neck.
And this is Mr. Kolomoisky, who owns the channel that runs the program.
1+1, on which for several years now running, Mr. Zelensky has been successfully playing the role of a president.
And what do you think the priorities are going to be for Mr. Zelensky in the months ahead?
I think the important thing for him will be to put his mouth where his money is and to go hard against corrupt officials. But there's a conundrum involved. Obviously, it is up to the courts to decide. It will not be easy for him to break the system. And of course, a lot will depend on the outcome of the October parliamentary elections and whether he will be able to build a coalition.
All right, Peter Zalmayev, thank you very much indeed.